Say next pom.xml save finish. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Shopping MS, this one. Okay. Now go to billing MS, guys. We have to link. We have to link config client with config server or not there. How I am linking to Eureka server? Tell me. Link this MS. Nothing but config client with what is there? Config server. With whom I have to link, guys? With config server. Okay, there will be one or other key doing that work. There will be one or other key doing that work. Check it out. Spring.config.import optional colon config server colon, because if port number is 8888, you can do like this. If the port number is 8888, you can do like this, right? Spring.config.import. Spring.config.import. Tell me, guys. Optional colon. Tell me. Config server colon. Optional colon. What is next, guys? Config server colon. Optional colon and what? Config server colon. That's the standard syntax we have to. This will, if because port number is 8888, now you can ignore that. If it is other than 8888, you have to mention everything. Spring.config.import. That's good. And same thing I have to do in shopping MS also, guys. Copy this. Come to this, guys. Similar thing I have to do in what? Shopping MS also, now, boss. Yeah. Tell me here, where is this? Here is my resources. Yeah, this is shopping MS. I have to do this one in what? Shop. Application.properties. Say paste. Application.properties. Say paste. Are you getting my point there or not there? Yes. Spring.config.import. This is done or not done, guys? Yeah, definitely done. Okay. Eureka server, this one. Okay. Now we have to read and inject the values. Now go to billing MS. That's okay. Go to billing MS. Okay, fine. I'm taking two more properties. String DB user. What is there? DB password. String DB user and DB password. At the rate value, dollar floor bracket opening and what? Closing. Dollar floor bracket opening and closing. What is there? DB dot user. DB dot user. DB dot pass. What is there, guys? DB dot user and DB dot password. Fine. Okay. Final bill amount. Final bill amount. Final bill amount dot 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 instance ID. Okay, I'm just trying to check whether really injected or not. I'm not writing right now. I'm not using in serious business logic, but I'm trying to check whether they are injected. Yeah. What is this? DB user. Here is what? Dot dot dot. DB password. Same stuff I have to practice in what, guys? Same stuff I have to do in what? Shopping MS also now, guys. because I just want to check. Okay, common properties are there in external config file, whether I'm able to use them or not in my project, right? Okay, that's good. Okay, billing MS, shopping MS. Here is what? SRC. Here is my MS. Shopping cart operations. What operations, guys? What operations, guys? Shopping cart operations. Here are my what? Shopping cart operations. What operations, guys? Yeah, shopping cart operations. Say paste. At the rate value dollar $db dot user. At the rate value dollar $db dot password. Okay. At the rate value dollar $db dot user. At the rate value dollar $db dot password. We are getting this one or not there? We are understanding this one or not there, guys? Come on. So fine, this good. Here also I'm trying to put those things. Destination message. Okay. String message here I'm trying to put db user colon db user dot 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 db password colon items dot toString prices dot toString db user db password. Understanding my statement, guys? Come on. All right. Message, destination message, http status dot what? Okay. Are you comfortable, my dear? Come on. We are definitely comfortable with this or not there. Okay, guys. Destination message, return new response entity string message, comma, destination message, http status dot okay. All this stuff happened or not happened, guys? Okay. All this stuff is what happened, no doubt in that. Okay. Okay, now we have to check it whether we are able to get common properties from external config file or not. What I did first, external config file prepared. Clear? Config server is created in application.properties of config server. I linked what? External config location are not there. Super. By adding config client starter in microservices, I made microservices client to config server, guys. Okay. And I mentioned details of config server in what? Microservices, so that it will connect to that config server. Okay, now I started using the external config file keys in my what? Microservice projects. In my what? Microservice projects. Are you comfortable, my dear, or not there? This is my config server, guys. Right click, guys. Run as Java application. Java application. Config server is ready. Okay, now come to this. Yeah. No, actually, if you don't change, also not a problem. 05. Say next. Say next. Say finish. Run as a Java application. Okay. We are ready with Eureka server. Ready with config server, Eureka server. Now I'm starting target MS. 05. What is there? 0. Say next, say next, say finish. Right click, tell me. Run as, what is there? Java application. Yeah, this is done or not done, guys. Spring dot config dot import optional colon config server colon optional colon config server colon. I think I want one more instance of target MS. Okay, 9092. I'm taking one more instance of. Are you understanding, guys? Everything is given clearly as steps. Okay, that's good. Tell me next one. Here is my what? 05. Shopping cart MS consumer applications finish. Save OK. Right click. Tell me. Run as Java application. Right click. Run as Java application. Yeah. We have to see system tiger is coming to output or not. Because the system tiger came from what? External config file. Is it interesting or not there? Fine. Okay. We'll try to test from Postman only, guys. Okay. We'll create a new project, blank collection. Yeah. 1103. Boot MS pros. 05. Fine, whatever it is. Boot MS pros 05. This is what? Add request. This is my what? Request one. This is my what? Request one. It is expecting get mode request only na boss. It is definitely expecting what? Get mode request. Nothing changed na boss. Nothing changed. Okay. This is Postman. Expand it. Shopping API, purchase, shoulder, jacket, all this stuff, right? Click on what button? Send button. Click on what button? Send button. Yeah. Check it out. In the source MS DB user system tiger, in destination also system tiger is there. Source system tiger is there. Destination also system tiger is there. That means it is able to collect the data from common property file. Okay, now you feel the flow. After seeing all the things, you feel the flow, guys. Okay, and one more thing, guys. Suppose the Git repository, what you created is a private repository. Then you have to pass username, password or not there. If it is a public repository, not required. If it is a private repository, you need to pass username password. Along with this, you should also pass what? Username and password. That's the one more thing that we have to focus, guys. Yeah. Okay, now you feel the flow, guys. A, key is used on the top of the property. B, it will search in local property file, not there. C, tell me. C, connected to config server, right? Yeah, search in what? Properties file. It will search in what? It will search in what, guys? Properties file. Are you getting my point there? What if we put property in local property as well as what? Differently, which will be taken high priority? Local only. Local only, na boss. Yeah. Because first it will search. If not there, it will think about it. After this, there's no need of telling directly. First is searching here. If not there, it will go to what other. Yeah. From config server project gets the name and location of external config file. That is fine. Okay, there in application.property submits the key, submitted, gets the value to config server. Config server passes that value to what? MS. Config server passes that value to whom, guys? MS. MS is nothing but microservice are not there. And that in the MS, the value will be injected to Spring Bean property are not there. Same thing you are able to feel in the real application also. Okay, now I want to make same application getting data from native config file. That means no need of having Git account, all this stuff. Okay, native means local system file. Okay, in local array config server project is also there in local system only now. If I create native config file in config server project itself, that is also native config file only now, boss. Now what I do is I'll take another application dot properties in some folders of config server project, or you can create in E drive or drive, E drive, F drive also. But if I keep in E drive, F drive, what happened? Tomorrow if I move config server to another computer, again I have to create separate file in E drive. Suppose if I create this native config file in config server itself, come on, in some package of config server itself, along with the config server project, native config file also will be moved or not there. Along with the config server project, the native config file will be moved or not there, guys. Definitely the native config file will be moved or not there, guys. Say something, my dear. I want reply, guys. So now what I do, I take the copy of same four projects, but I'll make sure that application dot property, not the default one. One more application dot property in some package I will take, and I will try to treat that one as what? Native config file. What's the advantage of it? Taking native config file in config server project itself. What's the advantage, guys? The advantage is very simple, guys. Come on. The advantage is what? Very, very simple. The advantage is very simple and very much what? Straightforward. Okay, along with the config server project, our native config file will be moved here and there or not there. Definitely our native config file will be moved here and there or not there. So that advantage will come or not there, guys. Definitely we can take that advantage nicely, my dear. Okay, now let's see what we can do. Key value, key value. Wait, my dear. Yeah, let's take a copy of all the projects. One, two, three, four, four, five. This is my what? Six. This is my 6. Yeah. This is config server, guys. This is my, what is there? External config. This is my external config. This is my config server, guys. This is my native config file. What file, guys? This is my native config file. This is my native config file, guys. Yeah. So now go to this config server project, guys. Wait a minute. First, let me change the main name. Hey, changing class name is not compulsory, Babu. Only for our comfort to avoid the confusion we are doing. Okay, that's okay. That is changed. Now tell me, already application dot properties is there. Okay. In this one, I'm taking some folder. I'm taking some folder package, whatever it is. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, here I have kept the reference one, making microservice. Under SRC config folder I have taken, their application dot properties I kept, having username password details are not. Simply having username password details are not there. Under config application dot property, here is my what? DB user and password. Here is my DB user and password, guys. Here is the story are not there. No, not come. Application dot property fixed, guys. Config, some folder, some folder. Okay, you don't like that folder, you can take some other folder name. So for example, the folder I'm taking is native. Okay, native config. Any name I can give, guys. Any name I can give. Under this, I'm taking one application dot properties file. Here is what? Application dot property. Any anywhere, any in class path folder you can take. Your file name is fixed. File name is fixed. You cannot take your choice name, but location can be anywhere. But make sure that that anywhere is there in the class path. Make sure that that anywhere in there the class path. There's nothing else. Yeah. Tell me, my dear, application dot properties. Tell me. Application dot properties. Here, what is the story that we are focusing, guys? This is my what? Application dot properties. Here is my yeah. DB dot user we have taken a DB user we have taken. DB dot users. Okay, system one. You wanted to use different one. PW is equal to tiger one. Yeah. Now, what is the challenge? In config server application dot property, already we configured with the external config file. But this time we need to configure with what? This time we need to configure with what? Native config file. This time we need to configure with what? Native config file. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there is a provision to do that, guys. How to link that matters. This is taken link with this file name is fixed, but location is your choice. File name is fixed, location is your choice. Config slash. This file name and location both are fixed. Okay, there are two things we have to do it. Spring.profiles.active native. Array in config server project internally profiles are there. If you activate native profile only, to look for native config file. That's one thing. Spring.cloud.config.server.native.search locations. What location? Search location. You have to give the name and location of the folder or not there. Okay. Spring.cloud. I'm trusting you. Server dot service. Server dot spring dot cloud dot config dot server dot what is the property, guys? Server dot native dot search location. Native dot search solution. We have to give name and location of the this one or not. Class path colon slash what is there? Native config. Okay, next one. Activate native file. Spring dot profiles dot active native. Spring dot profiles dot active native. Yeah, that's it. Is there any link with the Git account, guys? No. Is there any serious link with the Git account here? Not there. Okay. There is no serious link with what? Git account. There is no serious detailed link with what? Native. Okay, that's good. Tell me now, what is the story we have to follow? Eureka server, config server, billing MS. Next one, shopping MS. I think number 6 is shopping MS. Number 6, what is there, guys? Shopping MS. Okay. I think we changed entire setup to native configuration setup. We stopped working with external config file. We started working with what? We started working with what? Native config file, right, boss? Okay, now let's clean everything, guys. You can take both at a time. That time external will dominate the native. That is the experiment we have to do after this. If you take both, external will dominate. If you give same keys, different values, external will dominate. If external will dominate. Okay, we'll see. We'll test, guys, what is there in that. Version to version, they are changing that. Because I feel native profile is active, na? Native profile should dominate. But let's see. Hmm. Yeah, tell me now, sixth number of project, na boss? Yeah. First start the main method. Run as Java application. Yeah. Here is what? Run as Java application. Eureka server. Say next. Say next. Right click. Tell me. Run as a Java application. This is my Eureka server one, right? Next. Yeah, then I have to develop what? Target MS. Run as a Java application. This is my billing MS. Shopping MS, boss. This one. Run as a Java application. See, this is template will continue everywhere. Target, destination, Eureka, that is will be there. Right now I added Eureka server. In next project, circuit breaker. In some other project, this one. So the setup will continue very well. That's why this is the what I said. We are developing the base project. All concepts will learn on this base. Then similar setup we develop through mini project. Don't ask me take fresh projects, sir. I cannot. It's not a regular standalone application, the microservice. For the sake of one small thing, I cannot develop whole project from scratch. I keep on motivated this one. I keep on inspired on this. You have to be ready for this. We develop one basic template, and on that template only we learn all the concepts. Plus symbol, blank collection, 1103. Boot MS Pros. How much? Boot MS Pros 6. What is this, guys? Add request. Request 1. Yeah, this will not change, guys. This is regular. Yeah, this time output is coming from native config file. What should I get? System1 Tiger1 should come. What is there, guys? System1 Tiger1 should come. Oh, we got the error. In consumer MS, we got the error. Unknown host. Target MS is there or not there, guys? Billing MS. Billing MS is started, guys. Yeah, port number is already in use. First, let me stop this shopping MS, paste. It's running on 8081 port number only, na? Yeah. System 1, Tiger 1 has come or not there? That means it is able to read the data from what? Native config file or not there? Okay, now I'm giving one task, guys. If I do everything, you are not doing anything. My config server pointing to external server and native external config file, native config file with the same keys, different values. So the microservice, which value will be injected? Which value will be injected? Now what should I do, sir? In the same project of config server, you write a URL related to Git, you write URL related to local file system. So both are activated now, boss. When both are activated, when you inject that key value in the Spring Bean property, what value is coming? You just find out. Based on that, we can say whether output is coming from local config file or what? External config file. Local config file or what? External config file. I hope you got the clarity on it, guys. Okay. Now, this is the whole concept of this. The parent project of configuration server is having profiles. The default profile is designed to get linked with what? Get accounts like taking external config. Whereas native profile is designed to get linked with what? Native config file. So we are activating what? Native profile here. Okay. We are activating what? Native profile here. Eureka server project, config server project, all MS projects. So it's happily giving messages are not there. Yeah, this is about working with what, guys? Native config file. If clash comes between both, what will be used? If class can be goes both with one. Okay, as of now, I noticed it is taking support of external config file. In recent version, it might have changed. If changed, let me know what is this. At a time, can we communicate with the native config file and what? External config file. Yes. If both are having same keys, different value, who will get the higher priority? But I feel external config will get the higher priority. But you test and tell me, boss. You test and tell me so that you can answer confidently on it, right? Sir, what should I do for that testing, sir? Array, the config server that is having application.property, na, that will not just talk with one database software. It will talk with what? Sorry, it will not talk with one config file. It will talk with what? Multiple config file. Because we are mentioning address of both files, right? That too with the different keys, right? I think you thoroughly enjoyed config server concept. Okay, I have 100 microservices. Everywhere same security property, same JDBC property, same JPA property, same mailing properties. We are feeling bored or not there. If I change in one place, if I don't change in another place, all of a sudden problems will come in application execution, right? That's why what we'll do. They send one, they send one, they send one. They keep in what? Common file. That could be external config or native config. That depends on requirement. Okay, from there we bring to Spring config server project. From there we inject to Spring Beans. However you want, you can use it once they come into Spring config server concept. Interesting concept or not there, guys? Okay. So now let me upload the notes over here. Enjoyed config server concept, guys? It is for developing big logics, only for what? It's for developing big logics or only for what? Only for accessing something. This is not for logic development. This is only to gather common properties, which are multiple microservices talking to same database, having same mail properties, mail security properties. Those properties we can happily place there or not there. Yeah. Tell me here, what is the story? Huh? 11 here, Spring Boot MVC as Spring Data JP. Cloud microservices, right click. I think session 4, session 5. This is not ours. Yeah, I have not changed it, it seems. I have not changed the batch code, it seems. That's okay, fine, no problem. Array.